So in this video, I would like to talk about the game that narcissists play and how they gamble with human life and turn it into a game. So it's basically the sentence of their entire being. Was it worth it? Was it worth being good? Was it worth doing the right thing? How do you know what the right thing is? And to that, yes, it was worth it. And if you're hurting innocent people, you're hurting anybody on purpose and having to make up reasons for it, it's wrong. It's common sense. Why is it such a hard concept to understand? And then once they get to that point of realization that it's wrong, they want to be forgiven because they went back in your life. They realize the company they have attracted, which is a bunch of people just like them, because they were doing everything to spite you. They want forgiven because they don't like who they are. They like being around you for a reason. They're obsessed with you for a reason, because sitting with themselves is too painful. They sit in their self-loathing and pity. And they need you for reassurance and validation that they can do better. They don't know that they can do it themselves. So they think, well, if you forgive me, I can come right back, right? No. Just because you're forgiven doesn't mean that you are welcome. And that's what every narcissistic abuse survivor has to understand. You can forgive somebody, but you do not have to welcome them back, because now they are unsafe. Only time tells, unfortunately, with people that have done tremendous harm in your life. And the game that they needed to win so badly of is it worth it, now has got them in the winner's chair of I exhausted this person, I made this person tired, I made them feel hopeless for a few days, and I won. Let them win. That is my only advice. Let them win over there. Let them be themselves over there, and just patiently wait out their tantrums of abuse. You just have to have endurance and hope, even though they try to take out every last drop of it, every last ounce of it. God really helps. Positive, supportive, healthy people really help. It's just basically a waiting game, since they had to make it into a game to begin with. And when I say forgive them, I mean understand that they're humans and they probably just kept going with it because they couldn't forgive themselves. So they think, well, this is what I am, this is what I have to continue being. But you don't have to invite that chaos into your life anymore. They've done what they've done. You do not have to be God. You don't have to be all forgiving. And you also don't have to forgive them, but that's really for you, so you don't sit around and let it fester in your heart and let it hurt. You can just forgive them for being human and doing the wrong thing. And then just heal from it while they're not welcome in your life anymore. And make sure they know that. Make sure you verbalize it and tell them they are not welcome in your life. Otherwise, they do not have the capacity to understand. It's a real disability, I believe. I think the inability to empathize or understand another human at an emotional level is a disability, and that has a lot with their development as a child. They never got to develop that, but that still is not an excuse. You can be taught the right things to do. You don't have to just know. You don't just have to have that inner knowing of the right things to do. And just trust and believe that if you're not hurting people for no reason, that you're a good person. As far as what to do to keep them out of your life, sometimes it's very hard because they don't have boundaries, and they will continue to cross them and cross them and cross them in hopes that you will submit and give in to it. That way you have to play pretend and act like you're not scared that they're going to disrupt your peace and disrupt your sanity and mental health. But it's not something you have to put up with. You can also use the tactic of not or showing them their behavior, exactly what they did, and then after you do it, say, hey, so I see you didn't like that I did that, but that's exactly what you did to me, so don't do it anymore. It's as simple as that, but you should always try communicating to them first that you don't like what they're doing before you resort to stooping down to their level, because it makes you feel awful as a empathetic person to be that way. So the victory is always yours, whether they make you feel hopeless and defeated. It's always a handful of people that say all of us are against you, when it's just one or two really unempathetic, psychopathic people that don't understand boundaries and don't understand that you don't deserve full blast hate and pain because you accidentally triggered one of their wounds. Most people understand that, but psychopaths and narcissists do not. But yeah, that's a quick summary of, what I've been through as a narcissistic abuse survivor. You will not get better in poor company. You will get worse. You'll get sicker and sicker. You will see your health start to deteriorate. A common cold that you could have got over in a week will now take 3 weeks, will now take a month, because you're constantly having negative energy sent towards you. And nobody heals like that. You have to have positivity and support around you. And some of them want you to be sick. That makes them feel good that you're sick because you accidentally hurt them. While you're accidentally hurting them by setting boundaries for yourself, for your heart, for your mental health, they are being triggered and hurt so bad that they have to enact revenge upon it. Just remember, don't take it personally. As long as you know who you are, that you're a good person, that you're trying to do better. Every mistake that you make, you might hurt somebody on purpose here and there. You might, not. But whatever it is, as long as you try to do better, you're a good person. There's no what is a good person. A good person actively tries to do better and take accountability. And a bad person doesn't. It's as simple as that. And there are people that don't know the difference. They don't know what that is. They ask, what is a good person? And that's always a red flag. If somebody asks you what is a good person, that is a red flag. But that person might also be asking just so you can verbalize it for people to understand a little bit better. Because everyone's perception of what is good and bad can differ. But I think when it all boils down to the center of things, that is what differs a good and a bad person. And I think most people could agree. And that is just based off my experience. I think people who have had experience deserve the right to talk about it, deserve to share what is good and what is bad, because they've experienced polar opposites of both. If you want to really get the narcissist out of your life, you have to assess everything they've done to hurt you and basically keep record of it. Or try to hurt you, because they are giving away their ammunition. They're basically saying, here you go, here you go, here you go, without knowing it. They think they're hurting you. They think they're getting you back for whatever you did on accident. So, sorry, my video cut out, but yeah, now you've got all this ammo that you can use, and it's going to hurt them and it's going to hurt you, but they are going to be treated like they treated you, and it's going to debilitate them beyond belief. They can't even handle a spoonful of the medicine they fed you in truckloads of bottles. So you'll see that it works pretty well. You just kind of have to grow a tough skin and love yourself and say, look, I didn't deserve what you did. I need you out of my life, so I'm now going to put the war paint on and have to go to war with you. I mean, that's how it's done. That's the only way you can do it, unless they just drop dead for some reason. And that's unfortunate that you have to feel that way, because I've dealt with narcissists before that wouldn't stop until they died. So, and maybe I'll talk about that sometime, maybe not, we'll see. But yeah, that's the best information I can give you, because they will sit around in the background and watch the things that hurt you and weaponize it without your knowledge. So it's best to take note of what they're giving out that hurts them, and use it. And hopefully you've got a few good people in your corner while you do it, because it might take some perseverance. You might not want to do it. You might need someone else to help you, because it hurts you as a person to hurt somebody. All you want is for them to stop and to do better, but they refuse to most of the time. So there's my best advice, and I hope it helps you, and I love you, and I hope that you get all the healing and love in your life that you deserve, and stay strong.